Two key elements for success at any level of tennis are balance and footwork. Justin Gimelstop's been finding out what you can practice to improve your movement.
Well, I'm here with Todd Ellenbecker, the Director of Sports Science for the ATP World Tour. He's going to show you how to become a better player by improving your balance, which could actually help you prevent injury.
If we just have you stand on the ground, it's going to be way too easy.
It's too stable.
Too stable, exactly. So what we use oftentimes is we use balance platforms. We're actually going to find that you're going to use a lot more muscles up in the core and the hip region, all the way down the leg, instead of just focusing only on the ankle.
So let's
exactly.
get to it.
Yeah, all right. First, you'll notice that Justin's looking down at his foot. That's the easiest way because he's actually using his visual perception, so to speak, as well as his proprioceptors, which are the little sensors in his ankle. To make it a little tougher now, I'm going to ask Justin, hey, why don't you start touching or tapping the top of each of those targets with the ball? So just reach over. Yep. Perfectly.
This is
very
a lot
difficult.
harder than it looks.
Yeah. Now we'll have you try touching with the tip of your foot. So your tip of your toe, you're going to actually do it. So go out and touch it there, and then the ball in the back. Perfect. While he's touching the target, his entire hip and lower extremity is working hard, as well as his core. So we're able to actually work all of these muscles at the same time as improving his balance. One of the things as you see players moving is that you notice they change directions often. They actually change directions about 4.5 times in an average point. So if you're doing footwork drills and you're only running in one direction, you really aren't training yourself for the specific demands that tennis have. Another thing that we'll do is we kind of re-cue is we can actually take a piece of elastic band and we can put this around Justin's ankles. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is you're going to stand, Justin, right on that right leg, and then you're going to go out to the side, a nice even pace. Most players, when they do this exercise, think it's actually going to be the left leg that's working the hardest. What we actually find exactly is he's feeling right now, it's a burn on the right side. This is working him all the way from his foot up through his core. Let's have you try kicking forward now. So we go in about 30-second increments going forward. We first went to the side, and now let's have you try going to the back. So make sure that you change directions multiple times. You also notice these players don't move very far in any one direction. So we don't need to move long distances when we're doing specific tennis training. Rather, we want to move for short distances and changing direction often.
For my foot speed, I work on a lot of explosive strengthening exercises, a lot of sprints, a lot of reaction to tennis balls being thrown at me, a lot of on-court drills, and just try to continue to work on my speed and reaction time, because that's obviously gives me an advantage when I play my opponents.
So to make these exercises tennis-specific, Justin is going to stand on the balance platform again, and we're actually going to use a weighted medicine ball. Again, I'm going to just throw the ball mimicking some cross-court forehands and backhands, so he gets a chance to actually use the muscles in the same exact way that he would when he's playing tennis. Now, one last thing we're going to do is we're actually going to hit some balls. We're going to actually hit some volleys here using a foam ball in this case. Doesn't fly quite as far, but we're going to just hit some forehand volleys. And this is very difficult for Justin. He's doing a really good job. When you get out of position or maybe not in the most optimal posture, if you can right yourself and get yourself back to a balanced posture, that's very, very helpful for an elite player on the court. So keep these simple things in mind when you're trying to put together on-court training drills for footwork, balance, and improved overall tennis performance. I hope that helps.
Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, it's one of the most spectacular backdrops on the tour. We've all the action from the Allianz Swiss Open in Gstaad. And one of the game's great showmen, Vincent Spadea, takes us on an exclusive tour around his hometown, Los Angeles. Until then, don't forget to log on to ATPWorldTour.com for your 24/7 breaking news. See you next week.